Hi crafting friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Barbara Radzevicius and I'm Bondi Quilter. I've recently changed the name of my channel to Bondi Quilter because mainly I do quilts. I do some knitting and out and about, which I love doing, and will still do that, but sometimes I will have episodes just specifically about quilting and what the quilts are that I'm doing at the moment, things like that. I think that will be, I think the name change will be more specific to what I do, and I hope I'm easier to find on YouTube. So we'll see how we go. This week, I thought we would talk mainly about the quilts that I've been doing. The cat quilt. My cat also loves this quilt, so you'll probably see her in some of the quilt too. But yeah, I've been hand quilting. I love the big stitches that I do with hand quilting. I'm not a small stitch quilter. I think the pearl cotton makes the hand quilting really nice. And the back, well, you can't see my stitches on the back because we have patterns, and on the back of this one it's a panel. So I'm going to show you how I do big stitch quilting. I have in previous episodes, but this one is with the cats. So we're going to have a look at that. We're going to have a look at some of the progress that I've made on the Medallion quilt too, which is really exciting. A lot of little triangles, like 3/8 of an inch triangles, but you know, all very exciting and best done in this cool weather. It's very cold here in Sydney, Australia. I live near the beach, so it's not that cold, but it is chilly. So it's about 15 degrees C today. You can see I'm wearing my woolly hat that I made a couple of years ago. We went to the craft fair and bought this very thick wool, and I love it. And it has a nice top on it, and it only takes one skein of yarn. So I made two, and the other one Judith gave me the skein of, and I made it. It's a bit brighter than this one. This is my colors, of nice muddy colors, but the one Judith gave me is also has my colors in it too, so it's perfect. These hats are, I really like the pattern because I'm a medieval historian and this has a medieval vibe to it. So, and it's so warm. I mean, I think it's because of the folds in the knitting. So in this channel, I also have some knitting. I mean, I am not a perfect knitter, but I do love knitting and I love the wool and everything about it. So I have got 2 projects almost completed, just waiting for buttons. So I'll show you all about that next week, and also the ingenious, well, I think, way I've made to block my vests and knitted cardigans. So let me know in the comments. I really like reading comments, and let me know where you live and what you think about my new name change, and are you more interested in quilts? I would think so, because that's mainly what I talk about, but I do some knitting too. And if there's anything I can help you with knitting, with quilting, I mean, if there's any, well, either one, but if there's anything that I can help you with quilting, the way I do it, specifically I sew the binding on first, before I quilt. You've probably noticed that already. And yeah, and big stitch quilting. And my quilts, I have made a fair few, and I really do love making them. So I hope you will like me sharing my knowledge and my enthusiasm for quilt making. So let's see how we go this week. This is a quilt that I'm planning to hand quilt this week. Hopefully I will get it all hand quilted. I have my things ready to go. I love this quilt. This is one that I showed recently. It was a swap, so a lot of my friends have contributed to this beautiful quilt. It's a very easy pattern, and yeah, I just love it. Love the fabrics in it. Love the border fabric that I used, and I put a panel on the back. Remember this one? It was a fun panel. We'll see more of that as I progress with the quilting. It also has sashing because I wanted it to be a bit bigger, and I put cute little ladybirds in the corners. It's not a big quilt as such. It's a beautiful topper, and I hope to use it on my bed actually, or on this day bed. So as you know, I do big stitch hand quilting, and I use these beautiful pearl cottons. Judith and I are hoping to go to the Quilters Guild, no, not the Quilters Guild, the Craft exhibition in Darling Harbour soon. I think it's the 22nd of June, hopefully. It's around that time anyway. And these are my pearl cottons, and I stock up more if I need them with Valdani pearl cottons. I just love them. And in this little box, I have the needles and things that I use. And someone asking what needles I use. This is a favourite brand. Spotlight sell these, so they are not expensive needles. They're very strong. There's 15 in a packet, so you know it's really good value. And I have some tailor's chalk pens. These are really handy. I've got a couple of those, and I've also got some labels. So I like to keep all the things together, and this is really all you need. So such a lovely craft, and you know, it's not expensive. It really isn't. And I'm a scrap quilter, and I got this quilt through swapping with friends. So it's just lovely, and it's a lovely memory quilt too. There is a thing about memory quilts. I'll talk about it more as I hand quilt this one. These are the needles that I'm going to use today. Well, for this quilt, I really like them. They're very reasonably priced. That's nearly $7 Australian, which is like $3.50 US. And I really like them. So what I'm going to use, it has a lovely big eye. It's fine needle. They're made in France. And as I said, there's 15 needles in this pack, so really good value. And then nickel plated steel, so pretty strong. So they're the needles that I use. I have got a few other needles, but you know, you get to find your favorites and stick with it. My most favorite one though is a little bent needle. I'm not using it with this project though. I didn't have an idea of how I was going to quilt this quilt. I didn't have a pattern in my mind of how I was going to do it, and I do like cross hatching, so I'm going to cross hatch the negative space in the block, the background, and for the cats I'm going to do indifferent quilting. We'll see how that goes. That should be fun. These are my quilting stitches. They are about a 1/16 or so inch. They're what we call big stitch quilting, but they are all regular sized, and I like doing this size, especially with the pearl cottons. I think it looks really nice. It stands out very well, and yeah, I think big stitching is so neat. You can tell where I'm coming from, especially with the colours of the threads and everything. Makes it stand out. It's Monday. It's a public holiday here in Sydney, Australia. Well, most of Australia, I think. It's a King's birthday holiday, long weekend. John is away at the shed, and I'm going to do some hand stitching today. Started last night, decided on this fab quilt. I've already stitched, I'm going to do this one next, and then I noticed my friend had attached a bow to the cat's ear. I finished this block, and this is how I'm going to continue on with it. So a grid on this part of the cat block, and I've done straight lines on this cat, but I think I might do all different quilting patterns on the other cats. Really like it, and the feel of hand quilting is just so delicious. I think it came up really nicely. Going to do the red one today, hopefully a few others, and I'll keep you posted. So you can see how I hand quilt in my lap. I have it all scrunched up, and I have a chair nearby. But I'm only working in small parts at a time, and I'm at the middle one. I don't usually start at the middle. I can start anywhere really. And this is a middle cat. I've done the outside one. This is my second one. I've decided to do it in this beautiful coloured cotton. I'm going to do the cat, this cat, in a grid, but in a tighter grid. So I'll do a few rows each way, in between maybe. So I'd say the sticky tape is about 1/2 inch wide. I love it because it's a nice straight line to sew by, and it comes straight off. You don't have to wash it off or brush it off or any of those things. It just peels off. This is a really cute little cat one of my friends sent me, and look, she's attached a bow to its ear. It's so cute. And the fabrics are so lovely. I love cat fabrics. As you know, I collect cat prints, novelty prints. They're so cute. So yeah, quilting this one now. You can see how I do my stitches. So I load up my needle with 2 above and 2 below stitches, and I rock the needle. I don't use a thimble or I should probably, but I never have. Sometimes when I'm doing a big project and time is pretty compact, I do tape a thimble to my finger, my middle finger, my index finger, and yeah, but not usually. I find that the very sharp, thin needles glide nicely through the 3 layers, and yeah, just love it. The cotton I'm using is Valdani. I think it's one of my favourite cottons to use, and DMC. Love them both, but Valdani has beautiful colours, variegated colours, plain colours, beautiful colours in 8s and 12s is the numbers that I use. I'm hoping to get this quilt finished this week, just quilted, so I can take all the safety pins out, and then we can have a really good look at all the beautiful fabrics. I maybe I may not get it done in a week, I've got to say. But we'll see how we go. It's only Monday. Plenty of time. And I have to do things in between, so I don't just sit here all day. I jump up and fiddle around. But yeah. So glad to be hand quilting in winter. I'm now up to a black and white cat. It's lovely. And I've chosen to do it with Valdani, colour M31. Beautiful variegated black and white and grey and blue. It's beautiful. Made in Romania. I'm going to quilt this block in a grid pattern all over. I think I might do this as a grid and this just as the one way. We'll see how we go. Okay. This is a cat quilt that I'm hand quilting. I thought for this week, but I think it's going to take much longer than a week, probably a month. But I've already done a few blocks. I just thought I'd show you some of the cat blocks. See how cute they are, and the fabulous edging print, which has cats sleeping in fabric. Some of you have probably already got this fabric and used it. I just think it's so great. But yeah, some of the blocks. So I've quilted this one, and you can't really see the quilting, but it is quilted. And I've quilted this one here, and this one over here. So there are a few to go. But such a fun quilt. I've had it in the pinned up stage for quite a while, maybe 2 years. And now, time to undo it. Such fabulous quilt, cat prints. Aren't they so lovely? And this was a fun swap. And such a good memory of friends who love to make quilts, and so that's just an overview of the pre-quilted quilt. Today I'm going to hand quilt this nice little blue cat, and I'm using this lovely Valdani. Really like it. It's number 12, so it's a thinner than the 8, and the colour is JP8. I've put my sticky tape down and just going to start with a double stitch. I love this big stitch quilting because it shows up the cottons lovely, makes good good quilting definition. And basically, I just do running stitches through the 3 layers. I can feel my fingers underneath, and I've got the quilt all bunched up on my lap because I do lap quilting. This is a medium-sized quilt. It's very easy to handle and it's very easy to turn. When I come to a spot like this, and I can see the tape going down there, I think I will go through the layers and come out just here. Sometimes I have to do it in 2 steps because I can't really see. So I'm going to come up through the blue, and then I'm going to go down through the same hole that I came up in, and then it's much easier to reach the spot that I want. And there is no evidence of what I've been doing. And then I just continue on. I can see there's a few layers under here of the seam allowance, so I need to push it through. And I'm just going to go to the end, and then I'll turn around, put a new piece of, oh, I usually use the sticky tape a couple of times actually. Just go down. Make sure I'm not pulling the threads too tight as I go. I don't want tight running stitches. You notice I don't wear a thimble either. I've got tough little fingers. I like the straight pins at the side of the sticky tape because it keeps the layers really in place where I want them. And taut, you know, some people. In the olden days, my olden days, like 40 years ago, I used to be on the floor and do thread basting, and it was not fun. So I'm going to turn now and finish doing this side in a contrast. I like the contrast colour. I think that will be great. I've finished doing the white part of this block. I might do a grid, but for now I quite like this, and I'm up to the cat, and I'm going to do them in this colour. So beautiful. I love variegated cottons. So I've got the tape down ready to go, and I think I will grid the cat though. So isn't it beautiful? I just love the colours, and the thread colours are just so beautiful. This is the finished block. I think I'm happy with just 1 row and not cross hatching for the white. The cat has cross hatching. I think it's lovely. Pearl cottons really show up. Not only blue but purples and pinks. It's lovely. So that is another block done. With this block I'm sewing through both colours with the beautiful lime, very subtle yellow. I think it will be nice. I'm going to do it all over grid with this one. Do love the sound of the thread going through the fabrics. And as you can see, I've got the quilt in my lap, all crumpled up to a size where I can hold it really firmly, but still see where I have to quilt. And basically, my big stitches are just running stitches, but I think they're so neat. It's really good in the cold weather also to have a quilt to snuggle up in as you quilt. So just going over a few layers where the seam allowance is, you can see it vaguely there underneath. Now I'm at the end here. I'll just put my needle in here, come up where I want to do the next stitch, and I'll start again. Here's a tray that I've been working on. So while I sit in a comfy chair, I can sort my project. This is the quilt top that I'm making, the medallion. I can sit here and I can do small things that are a distraction. I don't watch TV as such. I watch some YouTubes, but I mainly listen to them, so that helps. A receipt. So in this little tray, I have been tacking my paper triangles, templates, to the fabric with these little bulldog clips, I think they're called. John got a whole box of them from somewhere, and I like to have them all ready just to do. So the triangles are for the spaces in the butterflies. You can see they need a lot there. And yeah, I like to string piece them together when I'm sewing, hand tacking. So I will hand tack about, I think the max I've done is 13. But I like to have them strung together so that, you know, I don't have to keep cutting and knotting and things like that. And that's all you need, really. Nice little pair of scissors, the fabric shape cutout, the little paper templates. Here's some that I've done. A little tape measure, the panda, and I do like using, this is my favourite thread of all time, Gutermann's quilting thread. I've got it in white and black. I do have other colours in the cotton storage thing, but these are the main colours that I love to use. And I get them when they're on sale. They are so beautiful. They don't knot. That's my main thing, you know. You don't have to pull your hair out every time you get to a spot and have to start again. So that's a fun little tray, and it's compact, so it's got sides on it and the pieces don't run away. So I've got quite a lot to do with the tacking, although it only takes a few minutes. I have to be in the right sort of frame. And then this is the new medallion that I'm doing, and it is multi, so I've got blue and yellow this time with a white center. This is one of my favorite of all time, and I've been wanting to use that one in a number of projects, but it just hasn't worked, so it's going in this one. And this is the new medallion. This is the last medallion for the quilt top, and when I've got this one together, I will do the plain hexagons in black to go in the negative spaces, and I'm also going to have butterflies just flying around the corners probably of the quilt top. So it's chugging along slowly, a nice slow project for winter. Then I've got some of my pieces components, ready cut, ready to go, and a trusty tape measure for the knitting mainly. So yeah, that's what I've been doing this week. Hand stitching is such a nice sort of slow meditative process, isn't it? And we just love quilting, hand quilting and hand stitching, and the knitting is hand stitching also. So yeah, that's me, and I hope to have maybe not all of the medallion done next week, but we'll see how we go. I'm not really at full speed yet, and probably won't be for a couple of weeks, so I might go a bit slower. I am waiting for some wool to come for my sage green cardigan. I ordered 4 balls of it for the sleeves because I thought I'd run out, but what happened was I got to the last sleeve and half so I only have half a sleeve to go on this one, and I've ordered 4 balls of Luca, so I will have to make some hats or something really cozy with those. So yeah, waiting for that to come, and that's me for this week. Hope you like looking at the quilt in progress. It's the only one, well, I have got the blue flying geese in progress also, but I need to be up and sewing on the sewing machine for that, so we'll get on to that in a week or two. Just finished putting the little triangles in my center, and I'm going to iron it with the papers in on both sides, and I always like to do this because it flattens it out really nicely. And I get all the little dog's ears pressed really nicely. So I don't like to miss this step when I'm English paper piecing. I think it's really important to iron with the papers in. This is just me, but I find this is the best way for me to do it. I love it. I like it all flat, and yeah. I'll show you what I've been doing today. I've tacked all my little triangles up that I had in the dish, ready to finish off this medallion. I've completed the center, really happy about that. And you can see that I've got my template for the negative black hexagons. That's a 3 1/4 inch hexagon that I'm making for this one, and I just have to get John probably to cut me out from the black grunge, the black negatives for this, and that'll be these ones. Still have to add a seam allowance to the template that John made. Really like this plastic template material. You can see through it, and it's easy to cut with scissors. So yeah, I have been having a lot of, well, interesting time. I think I'm going to add some hand quilting to this episode, so that should be a nice quiet thing for me to do this week. I think I'll do some hand quilting, so join me for that. So that's it for this week, friends. If you like this type of content, please like and subscribe, and please leave a comment about what you're doing, what you think about my channel name change, and if there's anything I can help you with, please feel free to do that. And yeah, thanks for coming. Thank you to all my new subscribers also. So nice to see you here, and thank you to my old friends for coming regularly to see me. And I hope you're all well and warm in the southern hemisphere and cool in the northern hemisphere, and I hope you are all feeling like crafting. So I'll see you soon. Bye, friends. Kitty, you're in the quilt, in the cat quilt. She doesn't want to come out. I think she thinks it's a caravan or something. Hey, Kitty? You didn't see a paw. Weedy cat. Kitty? Kitty? You coming out? You're going to stay in there. So funny. I wonder why cats like going into quilts. It's interesting, isn't it? Imagine she'll come out in a while.